Hello everyone, welcome back again today only to my YouTube channel, The Powerhouse Ideas. After seeing the thumbnail, you must have understood that what is the concept of this video. So before starting the analysis, for the four entries which I took, not four, one, two, three, four, five entries I took today, out of which two I have closed, one in profit, one in loss, and three are still open. The concept behind this video will be to teach you that how I possibly look for entries, what is my mindset when I'm going through the entries, and what is the mindset when I'm going through the exit. So I'll show you what happened today in five stocks, out of which three are still open with a very smaller stop loss. अगर आपने निफ्टी का एनालिसिस देखा तो मैंने उसमें बोला है कि मेरी थोड़ी सी स्विंग्स ओपन है, छोटी सी क्या एनालिसिस किया, क्या मेरा माइंडसेट था, आपको वो सीखने की कोशिश करनी है. नॉट टू रेप्लीकेट द ट्रेड, दैट इज नॉट द आइडिया ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो. द आइडिया इज टू शो वॉट आई हैड इन माई बकेट टुडे, how much little profit. Like I told you, it's very small capital which I am trading with right now. It's just peanuts, और it's just चाय पानी का खर्चा जो पूरा हो रहा है इस समय, तो उसी के लिए ट्रेड कर रहा हूँ मैं. जस्ट फॉर दी sake of doing the trading, I'm not risking a lot of money. I'm just risking very small amount, maybe a 15 to 12 2000 per rupees per trade, and my normal stop loss is way above that, but right now I'm risking only 1500 से लेके 2000. So अगर आप देखें, मैं आपको अपनी स्क्रीन पे दिखाता हूँ. So these were my trades today. The first trade was for TI. We'll analyze these stocks one by one. I have closed two trades, I have already told you. So we'll analyze one by one. So basically this was the chart pattern which I was seeing on Tilaknagar Industries. And when I was about to enter this position, like if I show you when I entered into this position. So the position was taken, the last entry on the screen, 416.46. I bought 240 quantities of Tilaknagar Industries at 416.46. And what was the background behind it? I'll try to explain that. So if you see on the chart, like I'll try to explain now, this stock is in a big range. This stock was in a big range. When I was entering into the stock already formed this three green 125 minutes candle. Means after falling from this particular resistance, the stock fall for three times, 1, 2, 3 candles, and the last three candles were kind of hammer patterns. So what does this signify? This signified that the selling which happened in the three candles is getting over, and we are getting some buying pressure. So this was the concept, buying it. So I bought it exactly at the starting of this candle. Maybe if you remember the price, let me check the price again. So the price is what I bought it for. It's 416.46. And if I go to the chart again, so if you see the bottom of this candle, the first candle which I bought it over here, so it was, the opening price was 416.80. So I somewhere bought between that doji candle or maybe somewhere near that. So I entered it over here. And my exit plan was that if I know that over here, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, after 4 green candles, there was a big red candle. So this area over here, like let me highlight that for you. So this area over here was a resistance for me. This one which I'm just highlighting. So this area over here was a resistance for me. So I had a target of 425 rupees, which was also a smaller time frame, 15 minutes resistance zone. So I kept a stop loss over there, and I earned totally 2000 rupees on this trade. I told you I'm trading very small. So if you see, 240 quantities bought at 416 and 240 quantities sold at 425, which roughly goes to 2000 rupees profit for this trade. The next entry which I took was in Aeroflex. This one closed in loss. I'll tell you the mindset why it closed in loss and what was the mistake which I did probably over here. That's why it went against me. So basically, if I go back to Tilaknagar Industries, sorry, I think I messed up something. Let me just check it out. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So basically, if I go back to Tilaknagar Industries, there was a particular pattern or support on a bigger time frame also. If I open daily, which was not there in Aeroflex, that's why maybe it went into a stop loss. So if you see, the daily was also showing signs of depletion of selling pressure. After so many red candles, from 3-4 days, it was trying to go up. So this was the scenario in Tilaknagar. Try to understand the mindset. But however, if you go to Aeroflex, in Aeroflex, you can see that this was not the scenario. This particular chart on daily time frame was showing a lot of weakness. Like in Tilaknagar, if you know, the chart was forming a pattern like this, but this was not the scenario. But in this case, what my mindset was, I was on to 125 minutes time frame. And what I was seeing on the chart is that after this fall, same concept, after this fall, the chart is forming a support over here. If I draw that support for you guys, you can see for these two candles, for these two 125 minutes, for 250 minutes, the price was not able to go below this. So I particularly entered in this candle, the second last green candle, and when the last candle was closing negative, I exited the trade. If you see, I bared a loss of 1000 rupees in this trade, and you can see it on the screen. The buy was at 207, 483 quantities, and at the end of the day, I closed the trade at 205 rupees roughly, right? 15 minutes or 25 minutes before the day was closing, I closed this trade. The next trade was Wockhardt Pharma, or it was Zaggle ideally. So let me tell you what I saw in Zaggle. So like Zaggle is an open trade, and we'll try to analyze. If you see, same concept basically. If you understand the mindset, what the mindset was, I had in my favor a support forming, an evidence forming. After this much of fall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there was a small rounding bottom pattern being formed over here. So what I saw, that the price is failing to close below this price. What is this price? This is roughly 530 rupees. And if you see the daily also is in support of my trade. Means after this fall from last 3 days, the price is continuously creating higher lows on daily basis also. Means the low of the day is always higher. So there is a high probability that the price covers this gap and give me a small profit of maybe 2000, 3000 or 4000 rupees. So this is an open trade right now, which is right now in a profit of 740 rupees, because this is also a small position, taken 92 stocks at 539. So I don't know what, it's roughly around 50,000 or 60,000. This is a trade for. The next trade which I took was Wockhardt Pharma. I'll tell you the concept also behind this. So if you see daily, the daily is giving me a sign of strength. For me, like how do I trade? For me, the chart should itself say that it is not willing to go down, and this is exactly what's happening over here. If you see that price is failing to close below this level, like I'll just try to read it for you. One red, second red. The third day the price opened gap up and immediately closed above this blue line. Then the red candle tried to close down, failed. The other red candle tried to close down, failed, and today it's forming a green candle. So what is the highest probability? The highest probability is that we can see another green candle at least till this resistance. Correct? That's very clear. So I was on 125-minute time frame. If I clear this mess for you. So I saw that on 125-minute time frame also, after this continuous fall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days fall, there was a depletion of selling pressure, a doji forming and a green candle forming. So I entered with the same analysis, and still this is an open trade. Let's see what happens for this trade. The last trade for me today was Scams, which is also an open trade for me. I'll tell you the mindset behind it, and then you can analyze it for yourself. So this is something wherein I have tried to do bottom fishing. I'll tell you mindset. So basically the price closed on the red candle over here. Like if you see, the price is 4900, and today the price opened slightly below it, faced some buying pressure from the bottom, which the wick shows, and tried to close above it. Now my viewpoint is, even if the price has even if the price has to continue the downtrend over here, which we saw it over here, it might retrace up to 50% of this level, 50% of this move. So if I mark the 50% level for you, just a minute. So if I mark the 50% level for you, so it should at least retrace up to, I'll tell you to which level I'm expecting it to retrace. So I'm expecting it to retrace up to the 50% level, that is around 5099 or 5100. So that is my target, or maybe 1:2 or 1:3. So ideally in this case also I've kept a stop loss below the low of this candle, because it is failing to break below 4900, which we ideally see. And on 125-minute time frame also, same story is repeated over here, that the price is, let me remove this Gann box first. Okay. Now the price, if you see, after so much of fall, like what is the next probability which might happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles and 3 continuous green candles. So if you ask yourself that what should be the next probable trade, so I see a green candle forming. And if that does not happen, the stop loss will be below this consolidation, which is a very correct and a very short stop loss. So this is how I trade on the days when the market is not looking good, so that I can risk a minimum amount and go for at least 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 risk to reward. That is, from 1000 rupees risk, I go to a 3000 or 4000 rupees profit. And especially on the days when the markets are not good, I try to trade smaller time frames, because in the smaller time frames you get smaller stop losses and convenient targets. So this was the trade which I had today. I hope you all guys like this video, like the concept of me entering, and if you want me to explain the charts this way going forward, you can tell me in the comments.